Computers. They are absolutely essential to our national defense. Our military depends on them to win wars and to save lives. So you'd think they'd do everything possible to protect these computers, but think again. This exclusive video proves otherwise. This video looks like a home movie, but its implications are astounding. These kids are in Amsterdam. They are not the enemy. They are not spies. They are computer hackers, and they are about to break into a U.S. Army computer.
It's about as blatant a violation as you can possibly get.
Emmanuel Goldstein is the editor of 2600, the Hacker Quarterly. He was with the hackers as they gained unauthorized access to the Army computer. Although it wasn't classified, what the hackers found was alarming. A sensitive memo which detailed a counterterrorism plan. The date? January 15th, Saddam Hussein's deadline to withdraw his forces from Kuwait.
It was incredible how easy it was, because literally they picked a machine at random out of 1,000 machines that they had a listing of, and used various means just to get in.
In order to get into a computer, you need to be an authorized user and have a password, so the hackers had to create one. Using a well-known bug in the system, they managed to copy the password file and do just that.
The idea was to create a user named Dan Quayle and give him super user privileges, as well he deserves.
Now here's the trick. Because they didn't know any legitimate passwords, they left the space for Dan Quayle's password blank.
Everything between those two colons is the encrypted password, but there's nothing between those two colons, so there's no password.
Next, the hackers call back as Dan Quayle, and now they don't need a password to get in. At this point, all of about 5 minutes have passed. A few seconds later, and they have gained complete control.
And that means they have access to everything on the system. They can control the entire system. They can take it down. They can change every file. They can read anybody's mail.
So just how serious was this violation? Well, the Army, the Justice Department, and the FBI wouldn't tell us. They all refused to comment. But this we do know. The U.S. Army computer that was accessed was designed for authorized use by official personnel only. You wouldn't want just anybody using this computer, especially during a time of war.
The military knows better. They should be protecting their computers a lot better than they are.
Obviously, there's a problem here. Obviously, people can get into anything and see anything.
These guys in the Army didn't do their homework. They screwed up.
They sure did. This isn't the first time Dutch hackers have infiltrated government computers.
Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission.
Just this April, another group made its way into the computers at NASA, the Pentagon, and other sensitive locations.
If our own military doesn't know enough to look for these bugs and to make it hard for people to get into their systems, what can we say about non-classified computers or computers run by schools and various other institutions?
Cliff Stoll, author of The Cuckoo's Egg, How He Tracked Down a Hacker Selling Secrets to the KGB. Stoll opposes hacking, likening it to breaking into someone's house.
Is there good that can come from somebody breaking into my house? If somebody sneaks in through my window over there, comes into my house and starts looking at things, is there any good that can come from that?
I don't like that analogy because it's hackers are not interested in personal files of individual people. They're interested in huge databases and computer systems.
My handle's fiber optic. I'm a computer hacker from the East Coast.
The Dutch aren't the only ones breaking into U.S. computers.
I find it actually very, very thrilling. It's quite interesting.
It is nighttime in the meatpacking district of New York City. A Japanese camera crew is documenting the work of one of America's most notorious hackers.
The main drive is to just know as much as you can about technology and about computer networking.
They watch him hook up his computer to a payphone, so the call can't be traced to his home.
Hacker's goal is to basically become one with the machine.
Unlike Holland, hacking in the U.S. is a crime, so this hacker prefers to remain anonymous. So what gives you the right to access other people's computers?
Tell you the truth, I really don't care about what someone keeps on their computers. I'm mainly myself personally, and My close friends are mainly interested in programming the machines.
But if the machines are owned by somebody else, they're not your machines.
Well, sure, but we'd just be coexisting with the people that normally use them in the first place.
Have you ever gotten into the White House computers?
Well, I can't personally say whether I have or not. I know that it's certainly possible. There's nothing stopping anyone from doing it.
Did you ever see anything interesting when you were there?
Well, I'm not going to say I was ever there, but no comment.
For years, the U.S. government has known about the threat of computer terrorism, but it has done little to protect itself. Computer security is routinely cut from the budget. So now we are in a precarious position of life possibly imitating art. That according to a recent congressional subcommittee. Then the subcommittee rolled a clip of the movie Die Hard.
Attention all controllers, attention. We have a code red alert. Stack 'em, pack 'em, and rack 'em.
A dedicated, motivated group of individuals with proper funding and a little bit of knowledge of technology
Confirmed. iOS is dead. Every goddamn system's dead.
has the capability to effectively invade the United States via its computers and communication systems, shut those systems down that they wish to shut down, and do it invisibly by remote control.
The FAA's computerized air traffic control system holds the lives of tens of thousands of travelers in the balance every second. The Federal Reserve System moves $250 trillion through its computer network every year. The more computers we have, the more vulnerable we become to computer terrorism.
A recent National Research Council report says that the modern thief can steal more with a computer than with a gun. Tomorrow's terrorists may be able to do more damage with a keyboard than with a bomb. That is frightening.
Dan Glickman sits on the House Science, Space, and Technology Committee and recently chaired a hearing on computer security. Win Schwartau, a leading authority on information security and author of the novel Terminal Compromise, testified at this hearing.
Terrorism does not necessarily imply bombs and bullets. We can affect massive numbers of people by attacking the right computers. And that's terrorism.
The computer is a tool, and any tool can be used as a weapon.
Well, I wouldn't so much call it a weapon as I would call it an extension of one's own mind.
Today, for the first time on national television, we can see just how vulnerable our computers are to attack. There are 4 ways the computer can be used as a weapon. Number 1, viruses, programs which copy themselves over and over again. In January, there were 480 viruses. In June, 921. At the current rate, there will be 100,000 viruses by the year 1995.
There are a new breed of viruses coming out that actually can cause physical damage to the computer, either cause the monitor itself to blow up or cause the hard disk to physically crash, thus rendering all the information unusable.
Number 2, interception. Terrorists can intercept phone lines used by computers and faxes, high-tech phone taps.
There are very, very simple off-the-shelf products and techniques that are available to listen in to all of your digital communications.
Number 3, electromagnetic eavesdropping, something our own government allegedly has kept under wraps for 40 years so it could protect its military computers while spying on other unprotected systems.
We have to view the computer as a miniature radio transmitter. All the information that is being processed on it and is being displayed on the terminal, your video display terminal, is being broadcast into the air just like a radio transmitter.
In an exclusive demonstration of just how easy it is, while someone is typing at a computer terminal, we can see someone else up to 1.5 miles away tune in the radiation from the computer with an antenna and read exactly what is being typed. And finally, number 4, computer guns. These guns are not loaded with bullets, but transmit high frequencies or electromagnetic pulses, which when fired can cause an entire computer system to crash.
What if I shot your computers with my Herf gun every hour on the hour? Forcing your computers down every hour takes a half hour to 45 minutes typically to bring one back up. How long can your company sustain that before you cry uncle?
So just how real is the threat of computer terrorism? Real enough, according to a GAO report on computer security at the Department of Justice. The report identified many disturbing computer flaws which have life and death implications. Real enough, according to another GAO report on computer security at the stock market. 6 of our nation's stock market computers are at risk, which handle approximately $1.9 trillion every year. Real enough, that according to a report just this September which revealed that top secret bomb designs for every nuclear weapon in the country were left unprotected in a computer system at the Rocky Flats nuclear weapons plant.
The current state of affairs is such that we do potentially face an electronic Pearl Harbor.
Just how many acts of computer terrorism there have been is impossible to say since our own government refuses to comment. But the manifesto for the terrorist group, the Red Brigades, vows that one of its main goals is to target and destroy computer systems.
McLean, is what you expected? No.